Buying a house is the largest financial commitment most of us will ever make. To protect that investment, buyers meticulously check the obvious parts of the property, climbing ladders to inspect the roof and walking the basement to test the foundation. But that standard inspection checklist usually stops right at the grass. It ignores a massive, highly complex network of infrastructure operating entirely out of sight. Look at this X-ray of an underground root system. As trees grow, their roots aggressively seek out the moisture inside these pipes, slowly wrapping around and crushing the main sewer line. This happens silently, without generating a single warning sign above ground. Because there are no surface-level indicators of this damage, the absolute only way to spot these structural failures before you assume the financial liability is by running a specialized diagnostic sewer camera directly through the lines. A pristine lawn and a solid roof mean very little if the hidden infrastructure supporting them is already collapsing. Truly protecting a real estate investment requires exposing the hidden anatomy of the property. Moving inside the home, the earliest indicator that this subterranean system is struggling usually appears right at the sink, when murky water starts sluggishly creeping upward. The immediate, intuitive reaction for most homeowners is to reach under the counter and pour a bottle of heavy-duty, toxic chemical cleaner down the drain to dissolve the blockage. This diagram reveals why that DIY fix fails. Corrosive liquid pools stagnant against the blockage, generating intense heat. The pipe walls actually blister and thin. The chemical structurally degrades the very plumbing it was meant to repair. The professional alternative is hydrojetting. This feeds a high-pressure water nozzle deep into the line, violently blasting through the solidified buildup. By utilizing targeted mechanical water pressure instead of harsh liquids, the nozzle safely scours the pipe walls completely clean without causing chemical corrosion. Replacing passive chemical burns with active mechanical pressure fully restores the system's flow while preserving the infrastructure. Moving outward to the perimeter of the house, the plumbing system faces a completely different environmental threat, particularly in poorly insulated crawl spaces. When winter sets in and temperatures plummet, the stagnant water sitting idle inside these exposed exterior pipes rapidly loses its heat. In this microscopic view, you can see the physical reaction taking place. As the liquid drops in temperature, it crystallizes into a rigid, solid ice lattice. This ice expands outward with enough force to violently fracture the copper housing. The true danger of this fracture is the delay. The pipe actually breaks during the hard freeze, but the massive water leak doesn't start pouring into your basement until the exact moment that ice finally thaws. Halting this cycle requires having professionals actively locate, inspect, and insulate these vulnerable choke points long before the first frost hits. Proactive weatherproofing removes the element of surprise, ensuring the exterior infrastructure survives the season intact and preventing catastrophic indoor floods. Far past the foundation lies the deepest, most isolated component of the entire property network, the buried septic tank. Operating naturally, a healthy underground tank slowly fills, biologically separating heavy solid sludge at the bottom and a lighter scum layer at the top. Look at this cutaway. When routine pumping is ignored, accumulating waste eventually exceeds the container's capacity, filling it to the brim. The internal pressure reverses, violently forcing raw sewage backward, up the inlet pipe and straight toward the house. Ignoring the capacity limits of your deepest buried infrastructure inevitably turns a routine maintenance chore into an active, destructive biohazard event inside your living space. From sluggish interior drains, to frozen exposed pipes, to the isolated septic tank, a home's plumbing operates as a highly sensitive, interconnected ecosystem. Once any single node in that system fails, the most dangerous variable working against the property is the unrelenting passage of time. Waiting until morning to address an overnight septic backup or a suddenly ruptured pipe allows water damage to spread, causing the restoration costs to compound exponentially by the hour. Halting that destruction requires a safety net that operates around clock, a professional rapid response team equipped to halt the damage immediately, day or night. They arrive with specialized, heavy-duty assets that DIY methods cannot replicate, deploying diagnostic cameras, hydrojetters, and high-capacity vacuum trucks directly to the failure point. Truly securing a home's hidden anatomy requires moving past blind luck and quick chemical fixes. It demands a certified professional network, ready to deploy the exact moment the system fails.